Have you ever considered how much your philosophy and personal belief system lines up to the types of music that you listen to? The vibe, the mood, the lyrics. Overall, we tend to pick music that matches what we believe and think because it reinforces our feelings. Strike a chord with us this session, fall 2023, as we look at the Our Raw Material pillars through a musical lens. So this week, mentors, we're going to talk through music. Next week, music will just double up. Double music. Nothing wrong with that, right? Simple question to ask yourself: what types of music, artists, things like that do you listen to? And I know for each of us, the instant reaction is a variety, but really take the time to look at what types of genres and what types of mood, what types of things you regularly go to. And it may be mood dependent. It may be that you choose something different depending on your mood. That's the awareness that we're looking for. Looking for you to connect the dots on the beliefs that we hold and how we cope with them. And I think that lyrics and music and connecting to different artists are a way to cope. I personally listen to a lot of singer-songwriters, a lot of folk music. I grew up with the Beatles and Buffett and the Stones and Dylan. And among just those groups, you can find so many lyrics. Like I can pull my entire philosophy out of each of their catalogs. I can grab a lyric for practically anything. In fact, I've always joked about a book that the characters have a discussion that is Bob Dylan. One person only speaks in Bob Dylan lyrics, one person speaks in Beatles lyrics, and one person speaks in Stones lyrics. And one of them poses a lot of questions, one of them gives a lot of answers, and one of them just makes a lot of amazing statements. So among the three of them, there really is a cool conversation that answers, the question or the adage, all you need is love. And that's that's one of those dream projects that I will maybe get to one day, but I'm putting it out here right now so nobody steal it. Or if you do, come talk to me about it because I have a lot of great ideas. Because I am partial to that kind of music, I spend a lot of time in lyrics, and I spend a lot of time paying attention to maybe their lifestyles. The singer-songwriter lifestyle isn't necessarily the extravagant lifestyle of, say, a pop star. However, they have a charm and a quiet, not so quiet, way of being that I really enjoy and that I really admire. I'm not going to live like a troubadour, but I really admire the spirit, and my soul connects so deeply with the spirit of the people who live their lives with gusto and doing everything that they want to do, and all the things that I think I did do when I was younger, and now that I'm older, still appreciate, but also, really looking to make the connections that help us all get through those mentor moments and those tormentor moments, and really open up the spaces that refuse to look at those harder things and realize that they're really not so hard. If we look at what we gain from the situation, or even what the situation cost us, if we look in the terms of our own personal raw material, we start to see that all of the positive things that happen to us combined with all of the negative things that happen to us, and those are, those words are just perceptions, but between our living and our judgment of our living, there is, all of these people that influence how we see things and what we believe and how we feel, and maybe even people that tell us we feel differently than we feel. There's so many different things going on that pull us in different directions. So the music that you listen to really gives you clues to what your core beliefs are and to where you might want to shore them up and support them, so that as you go through your daily life, you don't feel dragged down by some things from your past or by things that you feel like you don't have any control over. Because the reality is, when we get in touch with that soul space, we're really able to do anything. I always go back to the song Magic Carpet Ride because it's such a, just the beginning of my childhood. But it starts with I like to dream. And if we are connected to music, we each remember to dream. And even if we don't remember our sleeping dreams, our daydreams are just as valuable and just as important. And when we are dealing with the rawest of the raw material, the hurtful things that people have done and said to us, when we can find music that soothes us, then we know connection, and then we know support, and then we can move past those moments with grace, acceptance, allowing, maybe not even acceptance, maybe just allowing, but having that awareness that this is touchy and I understand why it's touchy. That right there is so valuable to our psyche and to our heart and to the way that those things communicate and connect. Practice guidance for this week. When you're having a difficult moment or a difficult memory, or you just, you're not even having one, you just ask for one, think of a song that could soothe it. Think of a song that you know and love that could soothe that moment. Or something on the news, think of the appropriate song that you would apply to heal that moment, and see what you can do to use music as a healing tool this week. Extra credit if you make a list of some of your favorite songs and remind yourself of where each of those connections began. Because who was in the room, who was with you, even if it was just you, valuable things to be learned from just the connection to the things that help us and make us feel good. It's Mentors Week. Take the opportunities to delve into your own belief system and see what they connect to. Anything that doesn't serve you, chuck it. Find a song to replace it. Get something going in that space that moves you rather than keeps you stagnant and holds on to that energetic debris that we store in our body just because we listened to something that honestly didn't help us at all. We pick up things from the people that we value and the people who mean a lot to us, but we also pick up things from people who really shouldn't have that sort of effect on us. Don't let them. See you next week to talk about music. As in the background, somebody starts mowing the lawn. Great timing. See you next week.